Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Review SG, and this is Sam. So today I'm going to showcase the latest products from Hollyland itself, and none other than the Mars 400S. Okay, so the first thing that we'll be doing right now is to show you the box and see how it looks like. Alright, so well, thank you Spandor and Hollyland for sending this precious device over during this circuit breaker time so that we can actually try out this equipment. So right now over here, let's go to much more in the details of the product itself. Firstly, right, let's go through the website. Okay, so the website itself, right, you will see like how this product actually works. So the first thing I want to tell you is that actually the key part about this 5 function over here, right, there's going to be a few things that we're going to talk about. And the first thing we're going to talk about is on the app notification, followed by the OLED display and the SDI. Okay, so these are the main 3 things that we want to talk about. At the same time, right, that we'll go much more detail into the application. Alright. Okay, next, as we move on to the website itself, we will actually go through much more details of the equipment itself. And last but not least, let's mention about the application. So how does the application works? Why don't I just show you on the app itself? Okay, just a moment, let me turn on the camera and you'll see. Alright, so on top, this is a top view of how the equipment is being set up. So we have a receiver over here. So this is a receiver. So remember that when you put your antenna, please don't put it straight up. No, you put it straight up like that, it doesn't transmit the signal. Just put it far apart, facing each other. Okay, so that's a way to set up the antenna itself. So over here, we have it on the X-T4 itself, the latest camera from Fujifilm. Alright, if you can just take a closer look at it, put it top down and you have a good view of it. Okay. Okay, so this is a Fujifilm X-T4. So it's being mounted onto the transmitter right now. So this is actually how it works, and you need a cable to go in. So you need a micro HDMI to a HDMI. So for the battery itself, I'm using a 970 battery, which is quite bulky. So you have something more sleek, more low profile, that would be more ideal for this situation. But for guys like us, you know, we shoot throughout the whole day. So having a bigger battery with more juice, it does work much better for us. Okay, next I'll go through the application. Alright, now this might be looking at the color chart to you, but this is actually from the iPad itself, and you get to see all the apps over here. So you have the toolbar, you have the waveform monitor, you have the his, you have the focus picking on it, you have the zebra, you have the frame, right? Oops, frame, come on man. Alright, and the magnify, so you can actually zoom in to take a closer look at it, and you have the force color. Okay, at the same time you have mono color and you have 3 lux. So you can input the lux that you need to be into the app itself. And you can also record. Fantastic, right? So you can record the image and actually send it to your client or your friends who is doing this for you guys. So this is a fantastic app. So how do you go to the app? So let me close it. So over here, right, there you need to connect it once, and after that you just connect to the system itself with the white Wi-Fi. Yep. And you go to the app. So when you go to the app itself, straight away you allocate which model you're working with, and you'll come to this. Okay, so you see over here for Hollyland, they're coming out with a new model, right? So cool. So watch out for Hollyland Max X, as well as this Hollyland 400S. So this is the model we're looking at, and this is 400. So this is the next model, followed by the 300. Okay, so the 300 is not here. Okay, the reason why, because the 300 doesn't have the application monitoring. So it's only the 400S and the 400. So the difference between the 400S and the 400 is that the 400S stands for SDI. Okay, so what it does is that it comes with the SDI connection as well. Alright, coming back to the live camera. Okay, coming back to the live camera over here, you will see that I actually have a 4 signal output. Unfortunately, I don't have time to label it because we were so busy during the circuit breaker. But we are glad that we're busy. Okay, so the next thing that we should be looking at is just over here is that how the thing actually works. So it's pretty straightforward. At the same time, you can see the OLED on top. Let me showcase to you the OLED that's just on top over here. And let me do a zoom in from the camera itself. Wow, that's a fast zoom in. Oh, okay. And all right, so if you take a look closely over here, right, you will see that, okay, so what does the display OLED actually display telling you, right? Firstly, there is 8 channel, and we are on the 8 channel for this frequency itself. And we can actually scroll through the different function of it. We can go through different channel if you need to. So we can set manually as well. So if I set manually, so the other system also must be manual 1, and this is how it works. Okay, so you can scan like different channel to see which is a channel with a better frequency, and you can go to the channel itself. So next thing is that what we want to look is that does it come with. Alright, so I won't go to the box itself, but I'll go to the website so you can have a better picture of it. But the good thing about this is that it comes with I'm not sure you can see over here, but the type C. So you can use a type C power bank to actually charge it. So in case you ran out of juice on your 970 battery or on the Sony battery itself, so what happens is that you can use a power bank to charge it. Fantastic, right? So I believe that all the new devices nowadays, right, should come with power bank charging. Okay, because when you're traveling outside, you never know that when you run out of juice, especially let's say you're traveling, you may be out on the mountain, the next thing you realize that, hey, my battery is flat. So what can I do? Go to a backpack and dig out some power bank and try to use it. As long as you make a wasted trip up the mountain, right? Okay, so the next thing is that for the transmitter itself, I have a for the receiver. Okay, so this is transmitter. Transmitter is on the camera itself, and the receiver is usually nearer to the monitor. Okay, so for the receiver itself, we have an AC power supply. So for the AC power supply, and that is the part that you can see over here. This is an AC power supply, so it's going on, it's charging it. So you can actually put it beside a mixer, as what we're doing right now. So over here, right, we have a A10 mini switcher. I think you guys are very familiar, right, for the A10 mini switcher, because right now it's all about live streaming. All right, now let's go back to the web page itself. Going back to 4 standby, 4 is live. So this is actually an iPad application. So we also have the different album. You can't access the album right now. Maybe it's because of me. All right. So you have the app version. Make sure that you have the right version over here. Things like that. Okay. This is pretty helpful. Okay, going back to the web page. All right, so now we're back to web page itself. So the key part over here is that this application, like what I showed you, right? There's even you can actually connect to 4 apps. Okay, just as what is stated over here itself, that you can actually connect to 4 apps. So that's the key thing that you should remember is 4 apps. Okay, so this 4 app will enable you to actually download to on your smartphone or on your tablet as well. I'm using an iPad, so most of the tablet should works. So the good thing about this application is that it's free. Good thing is free, right? So when it's free, right, everybody can just download. So especially on set itself, you have a stylist, you have Guyver on set, and it's possible for everyone to actually take a look at all the images itself. So what we can do is that just ask them to download the app, because we can go to 4 applications on the move itself. And the good thing about this is it's mobile. Okay, so the next thing, channel scan. So it's just like what I demonstrate to you just now, right, whereby I can switch a channel to it. Okay, let's go back to it to refresh a bit. Okay, back to the channel. So what happens is that for the channel scan, right, you can leave it automatically like what I did just now, or you can set it. Right, you can send it to your preferred channel and try to scan it to see do you have any channel that's available. So at the same time, right, you must make sure that both of them are on the same channel. Fantastic, they are both on the same channel right now. As you can see, both of them are on channel 5. Right, fantastic. So this is actually how you connect it manually, but most of the time I just leave it automatically. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, back switching to the website itself. All right. Okay, I happen to press fade to black a bit too fast. My fingers are just too big, for the A10 mini. Right, so what happened is that over here for the channel scan, you realize that it does a fantastic job. So you can do it automatically or you can do it manually. So it's really up to your preference. But I would say based on traffic, most of the time I'll stay on auto. Cool. Let's go back to the application scene mode since we're on it right now. All right, so we have it on 4. Okay, oops. Okay, let's see. Data color chart. I'm not sponsored by data color chart, but we're using as a preference. So what it does is that this is the application. At the same time, you can go on top, right? You can. So this are the information that's over here. We are on channel 5 itself. We can see the rest of the information. We can do the tool. Let's see how the tool actually works. Okay, we have the waveform monitor. So this is very important. This is good for you guys whereby you're checking whether overexposed, underexposed, as well as the histogram, focusing. So when you get the focus and the zebra, make sure you're not overexposed, and the framing as well. So you can do the different framing that you want. Okay, and magnify. You can zoom in closer to any part that is required for you. And false color. So this will help. Okay, you can just unlock it and lock it. Alright. So how do you actually set the video quality for this thing itself is that you can go to let me go back. Okay, so this application is running on the iPad itself, so sometimes it can be a bit buggy. So depending on the iPad that you're working with, maybe mine is a bit old. Alright, so over here you can get to see the different playback. Actually, I record some video of me like doing some fancy camera work in the office itself. Wow, I wish I could go back to office right now during the circuit breaker, but unfortunately I can't. Okay, so this is actually how useful it is, and you can actually send your video file to other people. Okay, so back to the website itself. Alright, back to the website. Okay, so over here, right, this is actually showing you like how the transmitter and the receiver actually works. So what you see over here is that there's a HDMI in and HDMI out, as well as the SDI in and SDI out. So these are very important because when you actually work with a HDMI over a long cable, right, sometimes you might get some disturbance, means that you might lose some connection. So the best thing to use when you're running a long cable is use a SDI. So for SDI, I can see that there's a lock over there. So very important. So very important is that when you actually screw it in, make sure that you actually see this part itself, there's a lock. So this lock itself is very important. Make sure you got the lock over there. Okay. So do take note of this detail, especially when you need to take out the SDI cable, do remember to unlock it before you pull it out. So that's what happened to a lot of SDI connection. It got loose because some people try to pull out by force. Okay, so over here you see the same thing. Okay, so this is the, oops, my head is too big, I'm blocking it. Okay, so right? So this is the SDI as well as HDMI followed by the Type C. Okay. Low battery indicator. Okay, so far for me right now, I guess it's still doing well because I just charged the battery. So I can't show you whether it's low bat or not. So but at this moment, just take note that when it's low bat, right, it will actually start to blink. So once you know and it start blinking means that it's on low bat and it's time to change a new battery. So most of the time when it's full, right, they won't have any indication when it's full. It's only when it's low bat then it will show you that it's actually running low on juice itself. So just take note for that. The next thing I like about this is the industrial metal case is pretty very good, very good. I'll say that it's one of the most solid metal case that I've seen for transmitter. I'll say because they do have their broadcast standard of I would say they do have the broadcast standard of the equipment itself. So that's why it tend to be of a better quality as what we will see over here. Okay, so let me just leave this aside, just continue with the tutorial over here. So what happened is that two things on the interface. So the good thing is that it also comes with a fan, right? So right now, right, if I take a closer look at this, okay, let me take a closer look. So where's the fan? And you might be asking me the same question. So where's the fan? Do you hear the fan? No, okay, so the fan outlet is actually on top. You can see over here, this is the fan outlet. So do not block the fan outlet because this is a part that they will try to blow it off. At the same time, there's also a screw lock over here. So that is where you can actually put it on light stand or different monopod and try to lock it down. So this is actually very helpful. Most of the time I put this about 1.7 meter and above so that you have a better range of frequency when you're actually putting this wireless transmitter and receiver. So ideally you don't put that on the floor. So when you put that on the floor, there'll be some disturbance in the frequency, just like how you put your wireless modem at home. So it's the same thing, okay? So it's just the same. So put it at a location whereby it's not blocked so that you have line of sight as well as 1.7 meter and above. Right, going back to the website itself or the next thing. Okay, do take note for the receiver itself, it comes with a hot shoe adapter and some accessories, so you can actually put it on. I mean, for the transmitter itself, it comes with a hot shoe and an adapter accessory, so you can actually mount on the different part of the camera itself, and that's very useful. You can even mount on the gimbal. Okay, next over here, we'll look at the resolution. The resolution is important for us, and I'll tell you that what are the resolution that you guys should be looking at. So the key part that we'll be looking at is that we need 1080p and 1080p, 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 yes, 1080p and 50. So that is the resolution you should be looking at. Okay, I guess for most of the time when we're doing recording, I'll be using 1080p 50 or 1080p 25. Okay, why? Because we are in the PAL region. Okay, because we're in the PAL region, that's why these are the two resolutions that we should be looking at. But sometimes when we are shooting in the hotel, some convention hall, and we need to send a feed to the projector itself, right? To take note, right? Sometimes you might be looking at the smaller resolution instead. And most of the time, I would say it is 720p 60. Okay, so that depending on the connection of the projector itself, the connection of your mixer and things like that. So all this will play a part. So I promised you a short video and it won't be boring. And now I'll just talk about packing list itself. So this is what it comes the box itself. It comes with a quick guide, the hot shoe, the special accessory, as well as the DC adapter. And if you see over here, right, there is this Type C to OTG adapter. Okay. So this thing, you only use it for firmware upgrade. So besides firmware upgrade, you don't really need to use this application or alright. So I hope you find this tutorial is useful. Last but not least, I'll just say a big high five to Expandor and Hollyland for sending the device over. Yeah, we're going to make full use of this and shoot with this device throughout the whole circuit breaker. All the best to you guys. Stay at home, stay connected, and stay safe.